Hi friends, it's Caitlin and welcome back to the Floating Rock podcast. I hope you're having the most incredible day ever. So, it has been brought to my attention, I and many of my peers have recently graduated college. And for those of us who have, many people have gotten real big girl jobs. People are going to 9-to-5s. Oh my god, crazy. And if that's you, number one too, congrats, claps for you, I love it. What has come to my attention though is 9-to-5s. You're kind of doing the same day every day, and I've actually heard some chatter about people saying that it kind of feels like the movie Groundhog Day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's this movie about where a guy and he keeps living the same day over and over again. And so it's become that expression, right? Something Groundhog Day. Essentially though, it is feeling like you're living the same day over and over again. And, you know, I feel like we all feel that at one point or another in our lives. And I think it comes in different ways, different people, because like, honestly, like I feel like I'm pretty low on the susceptible level to feeling like I'm living the same day over and over again for so many reasons. You know, like I don't have a 9-to-5. I pursue a creative career. I like live with my parents, so I'm not like fighting for my life financially. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna start that off there. I'm not necessarily the most qualified person to speak on this. I don't feel like I've like really beat it out like through the trenches like somebody else might have. But then again, I'm also human, and like, hello, I have definitely felt this feeling before. And for me, it actually comes up more before I go to sleep. It's not necessarily the feeling of like, oh, I'm going about my day, I'm living the exact same fucking day. More so for me, it hits as in like, oh, and I'm going to sleep again. Whoa, how'd that happen? Like, I was just here last night. You know what I mean? So definitely also, like, if you are in the same boat as me and you feel like you're like low on the susceptible level for Groundhog Day feeling, but you still feel it, like, don't feel bad. Like, you're allowed to feel that way, you know? Like I just said, I do sometimes. But yeah, I just kind of thought, like, what an interesting concept. And I think a lot of us are kind of, this is about the time that I feel like we would start feeling this. We've been, if you just graduated, we've been out of school for a good handful of months now. If you've had your job for a little bit, or, you know, I just feel like this is kind of the time that people are starting to feel that, like, whoa, this is yesterday all over again. Oh my god. And like I said, being the best one to speak on this, I don't necessarily know, but what I do bring to the table is whimsy and a love for self-growth. So I thought, you know what, I'd take a fucking swing at it, and maybe you find any part of this inspiring, maybe it will resonate and you're like, oh my god, Caitlin, like, you finally had a great point. I'm kidding. But you know what I mean? So like, maybe you'll take something away from this and be like, wait, I will try to implement that into my life, and like maybe it will make the days feel different, make the days feel longer. I don't know exactly what you're aiming for here, but if you, like me, have felt this feeling, it doesn't feel like a good one, because no one likes the feeling of time passing them by. Number one though, and probably biggest overarching thing, is you got to romanticize your life. And like, I feel like we hear that all the time. Romanticize your life, right? Like, shut the fuck up. But I feel like, especially for if I just said that and you're like, oh my fucking god, of course she just said that. I raise you. To romanticize your life, you fucking need to be open to it. Because I feel like there's a lot of people, like, I'm imagining myself sitting next to a fucking cynic right now, right? Some like negative bitch. And I said romanticize your life. They'd be like, oh my fucking god, like, you can't just, being able to romanticize your life is a skill. And you need to have an air of openness to you. It's the same thing as, like, in a way, like believing in magic or something, you know, like, you have to be open to it. Or what is that? Like, more spiritual stuff, I guess, if you will. Like, you need to actually be open to it. And if you're closed off to the idea, if you think like, Caitlin, there's nothing about my life to romanticize, or, oh, that's so stupid, then honestly, end it here. Because you have to be open. You have to be open to the idea that, number one, there is a way to romanticize your life. Number two, that your life is romanticizable. And three, that you deserve a romantic life, and not in a romantic way, if you know what I mean. I mean, and that too, because period, that's so much fun. Like, life is interesting when you got a crush, girl, period. But yeah, I think that's like my first thing, is you need to be open to romanticizing your life. You need to be open to allowing yourself to even feel like your days can be different, to like feel that your days aren't all the same. You know what I mean? Because if you're not even open to the idea that that's possible, or that you deserve to feel any other way than you do right now, then like anything else that I say won't even matter, you know? So that's my first thing, is you gotta open your motherfucking mind up, bitch. Okay, I gotta say bitch, right? But yeah, romanticizing your life. I think when it comes to like the way that I romanticize my life in a way, is a lot of it is mental. Like, it's not necessarily a ton of things based in like the physical stuff I do, if that makes any sense. It's almost like an energy I bring to the day. Like there have been days, believe it or not, where I literally, if I'm so excited for the day, and it's usually a Monday, guys. I don't know if I've ever told you this before. Mondays are my favorite fucking day of the week. Today's a Monday because I'm behind on recording the pod. But Mondays are my favorite day of the week because at least the way my schedule works out, I get to work on like some of my favorite creative projects, get to go to some of my favorite athletic things, and I don't know, love a Monday. But there was a Monday, and last Monday I think, sprung out of bed. I literally think I verbatim got out of bed. It was like, let's fucking go, because I was just fucking excited, you know. And obviously not everyone's Monday is a blank slate of like getting to work on whatever you want to work on, and I'm aware of that, but it is possible, you know? And I've been excited for work some days too. Like, don't you fret. But I feel like it's an exercise. It's a mental exercise of like just getting yourself excited for little things in your day. And I think that is the end of the day, like why I am so excited for a lot of these Mondays. And it's not just that I'm like, I'm just so excited to live in another day, which I am. Hey, but I'm excited for all these little things I'm going to go do about the day. And almost like there's a level below that, dare I say, where you are romanticizing like what that day represents. Ooh, where is she going with this? Let's keep going, Caitlin. I want to hear what you have to say. She's riffing. I don't know where this is going, guys. But to me, let's go with that whole Monday example. To me, a Monday, oh wait, cute. I'm liking where this is going, actually. To me, a Monday represents productivity. I love productivity so damn much. And when I wake up excited for a Monday, I've, number one, set up a good day for myself. And that's another thing I'll get into. But I intentionally set up a day I'm excited for, full of things that I want to do, people I want to see, this and that and the other thing. And then I'm excited because to me, usually it will represent this air of productivity, creativity, accomplishment, like how I'm sitting right here, accomplishing something on my to-do list by recording the pod, you know, live, laugh, love it. And then Tuesday comes along. I work usually on Tuesdays, and usually it's with my coworker who I love to hang out with. And I love to hang out with all of them, don't you fret. But with any of them, usually I'll go into that Tuesday excited to work and hang out with them because I like to have that like 8 hours of social interaction with them. And to me, that day will represent, and usually I like go to like Muay Thai or something, I don't know. And to me, that day will represent then Muay Thai, athletic, fun conversation, making money. Like that's then what my Tuesday will kind of represent, and hence I'm excited for it, you know. And once again, we all have very different days, and I'm so aware that I'm very lucky to have the days I have. But if you can catch any of my vibes, please do. But then, you know, I of course have to like step back out of my weird setup life that I do have right now and think like, okay, someone with a 9 to 5, you don't have, let's say, all that choice in your life or all that time or whatever. What can y'all do? Or what can us with the more open, weird schedules do also to romanticize our lives? One thing is this is why I work at a fucking coffee shop. I love a silly motherfucking drink. So, number one, I look forward to my silly drink in the morning, and for a lot of coffee drinkers, it's probably a little bit more fun than mine. But recently, because I've been trying to like step a little bit back on caffeine, I've been doing a green tea lemonade, and it's so much fucking fun, and I love it, and I always look forward to it, because, I mean, why the hell not? And yeah, and there have been points in my life where that silly drink in the morning, maybe back at school, looked like half an energy drink before the gym. Sometimes that looks like, I ran out of mushroom coffee, but sometimes it looks like a mushroom coffee in the morning. And, you know, that kind of, your silly drink in the morning can really be so much fun. And like I said, the coffee drinkers can definitely have more fun with this, because you can like play around with it. Like, it's fall, like get a fun creamer, like do something fun with it. And it doesn't have to take that long. Oh my God, actually, if you are a coffee girl and you want to like romanticize just that little bullshit in your day, look up Glow, Glo, coffee girl on TikTok. She is so cute. She's this teacher. I fucking love her. And she is like the queen of like low waste stuff. And she's super creative with like how she makes her coffees and little treats in her life. I feel like she's actually really good at romanticizing her life. So like go like watch her content, honestly, if you want to like romanticize things in the kitchen and like food and drink related, because I think she's fucking adorable. But yeah, romanticize your little morning drink or your breakfast too. Like whether it's meal prepping something so that you're excited to grab and go and be like, oh my God, yes, I have something like yummy and filling to eat. Or if you do have the time in the morning to cook something that you're looking forward to, that's also great, changing it up. But like, yeah, romanticizing those routine things that do happen, you know, like you gotta eat, you gotta caffeinate sometimes, and like, you know, changing that up intentionally and making it more fun for yourself intentionally. And that also comes back to just the drive of wanting to do that for yourself, because even if it's adding cinnamon and honey to that black coffee of yours, girl, it might make your day. Was that a bar? Wait. And then like another one I thought of that I actually haven't done, because like I said, this isn't the worst epidemic that I have personally. But I was like, oh, wait, if I had a motherfucking commute, wait, actually, pause that, back to the drinks, hold on. I have a theory. After working on a few sets, my theory is you need to do whatever caffeine you need in the morning, but you need to caffeinate directly after lunch. You will not make it through the day, personally, unless you caffeinate directly after lunch. And so some of the sets I was on this weekend, I don't really drink coffee, and a lot of time this summer, I don't drink coffee. So I would bring half of an energy drink in a fucking mason jar to have after my lunch so I could keep going. And actually I had this internship at the end of junior year. I had to drive 2 hours to LA, work 8 hours, 2 hours back home. It was not my favorite time of my life, but learned a lot, loving it. I would pack myself. Dare I say I had like 3 or 4 drinks going into that day. I think I had like some sort of little caffeine something on my way there. I would also have my like probiotic, whether it was a kombucha or whether it was like my little apple cider vinegar drink I'd make, and then I'd have a secondary caffeine source for right after lunch. And I feel like there was one more silly drink I'm forgetting, but like I know I went into those days with like 3 or 4 drinks on me. Oh, my creatine. I'd have my creatine on me too because it was like flavored. Yeah. So I'm like, that's a thing too, like prep yourself, like give yourself, I mean, if you're gonna go out and buy that shit too for yourself, loving that for you, but like pack yourself some silly fun drinks out your day, because it almost gives you like timestamps of things to like look forward to. And yeah, you can stick it in a mason jar, stick it in an old glass bottle, like anything like that, but I love doing that. But anyway, what I was saying about the drives and like stuff like that was, I'm a big podcast listener, duh, hello, that's literally why I'm here. But the thing is with podcasts is, if you don't have a ton that you're loving or listening to, usually it's the day they come out and then you listen to it and you're done, right? And then it's like, okay, I have like 5 more days in my week not listening to a podcast. Like, what? Dare I say listen to an audiobook? And then it's like, I mean, you have to find the right audiobook, but like, I'm imagining me driving to work. I have a 30-minute drive ahead of me. Sure, let's use that hypothetical. But if I have a book that I'm actually really excited to be listening to and enjoying, I'm like, I could totally see myself being like, oh my god, and today I'm finding out who's doing what, or oh my god, today I'm getting to the chapter about how you can use meditation to do this. You know what I mean, y'all? Or like, if you're more well versed in YouTube, YouTube, but you can listen to without watching, because girl YouTube is very visually cute. Now, there's a few girls that like do things you don't need to watch, but you know what I mean. But I feel like, yeah, like something like that's ongoing for you to listen to. Or also, yeah, finding new podcasts. Another thing I thought of, actually, if you do have long drives in your day, or just like I don't know, like intentionally listening to an album. I am not like the biggest music head in the world, but I actually really like the idea of like, I don't know, if there's albums that people have like really talked about and being like, wait, today I'm gonna listen to, I haven't listened to Taylor Swift's album all the way through. I think I've heard like 3 songs maybe. Today on the way to work, I'm gonna listen to Taylor Swift's album. And then, since you're so intentionally doing that, not only are you just like listening to something new and giving yourself a new experience, but also you're probably thinking and analyzing it and having new original creative thoughts. And then what, guys? You can have new original conversations with people because you've thought new original thoughts. And isn't that fucking gorgeous? And on a similar note, maybe, ongoing things, right? What, at the end of the day, what separates time? The thing with Groundhog Day is the only thing separating time is like night and day, you know, in the morning and waking up. And I think that it is that separation of time, and it's so is succinct the right word? I want to say it, so I'm going to say it. It's so succinct. Succinct. Okay, 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours. That's everything that you're ever doing. Same day, same thing, this, that, the other thing. However, dare I say, let's go with the audiobook for an example. That, depending on how long the book is, let's call it a week, right? You have however much time in front of you. That's 1 week. And then you're listening to a new audiobook next week. Dare I say, if the science, and the maths, won't that week feel different from the week prior? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you see what I'm getting at? So, what I introduced to you now is goals. I think then they don't have to be crazy, or they don't have to be huge. They don't have to be marathons. They don't have to be going to therapy. even though you should go to therapy if you don't already. Hello. I feel like the thing with goals is goals separate time. And, when you separate time, think about when you were working towards something really specific. Let's say a marathon. You're training for a marathon. You spent 2 months training for a marathon. And then you're 5 months out of it. Oh, remember that time I was training for a marathon? That piece of time feels so, dare I say it again, succinct? It separates time. And why I bring this up too is because in school, in college, you're constantly being given new goals. You're being given new assignments. You're being given new classes as well. Like, you're going to be switching between this first semester schedule and then the second semester schedule. I just feel like school gives you so many random goals. Usually you're maybe you're playing a sport, maybe you're part of a sorority or fraternity, or, or a different club. My dance team, for example, I always had these longer term things. I imagine it. Have you ever edited a video before? And if you split the clips, let's see, a TikTok video. If you split all the clips, there's the long audio above it. Let's say it's to a song, but the split clips are under it. So the long audio are going to be those goals of yours, and the split clips are actually the 24-hour periods every single day. But then that long song, the long goal ends, and you do a new one, and then time separates. And I feel like that is sort of the math behind the Groundhog Day feeling, is time not separating and time feeling a little too separated at the same time, if you know what I mean. So goals, right? I feel like another reason why I feel like I don't run into the Groundhog Day thing as much is because my life is full of tons of little goals, and not you just have so many fucking goals, but at a time right now, I actually have way too many little things on my plate. But I guess there is a bright side to that. One of my random goals that I have been putting off forever, which is okay, maybe a testament to okay, at least you're doing things, because I haven't had the time to sit and do this. I want to plant 2 trees at my house, and I haven't done it. I want to make a outdoor shower out of PVC pipe to hook my hose up to, and I haven't done it. But you best believe when I run to the end of some of the things I'm doing right now, those will be my goals, and I'll do them, and that will separate time, and I'll feel accomplished, and I'll feel like I did something fun and whimsical and silly and romanticize it. But I raise you some goals, because that just sounds so intimidating. Ew. Like a house project. On the note of my outdoor shower, is there any sort of house project, room project, anything you wanted to do with your physical space? I'm thinking hands-on kind of thing. Maybe you're into crocheting or knitting or sewing, something like that. Oh, another thing, there's a certain top I want to make. There's a certain top I own that I want to alter. Look at all these little goals, right? These things that would go on a longer term to-do list. Do you have a long-term to-do list? Are you working on those things on the long-term to-do list? Even if they're not anything insane or crazy, freaking altering your shirt. And on that note too, like I said, a lot of people don't have a lot of time, and you can do all these things in really small increments. If I was really determined to God, I'm feeling this Groundhog Day feeling, but I'm pressed for time, take the sewing machine out. At least take the sewing machine out, let it stare at you on your table, and then maybe you'll sew a line of thread, and then the next day you'll do another. You know what I mean? Little steps too. You don't have to drastically change your life. Another little goal, Duolingo. Oh my god, someone was doing Duolingo in the sauna the other day, out loud. So, the people that don't have their headphones on in the sauna, I'm not criticizing you, but it's just interesting. There's a lady at my gym actually sings in the sauna, and all I can do is say period. She has her headphones on, so it's imagine your intrusive thoughts, when you want to sing a song that you're listening to, but you're literally in public and have headphones on, so it's no one's gonna know what you're singing to. She does not give a fuck about that. She sings, and I'm get it, girl. Anyway, but Duolingo, I've had phases of doing Duolingo, and I'm and it does give me a feeling of okay, I'm doing something. Then another thing that you could do, this is bigger, I guess, but doing a bigger commitment, commit yourself to something, if that makes sense. Sign up for something. Sign up for something like a pageant, something like a foundation where you volunteer for something. I'm grasping at straws right now. Something as almost the same way that you would a college or high school extracurricular, a new hobby or sport. I think another thing that moves a lot of my days and weeks forward is I have the option to go to dance classes and Muay Thai classes and boxing classes. I have those things that I can go to, and there are, like I mentioned, these volunteer things that are completely free. Obviously I know things like that are they cost money and are expensive, but commit yourself to something maybe externally run, slightly bigger than yourself. Yeah, a club of some sort. Oh, fucking run club, girl. And if you're that's so scary, oh my god, even better. There's nothing that will make your life feel new and fun and different is if you're fucking scared of it, Are you kidding me? But yeah, I feel like there are these bigger things that you can sign up for or that you can commit yourself to that will definitely like fill up your time with new and different stuff. And lastly, depends on where you are in your life. You're gonna feel like you're having Groundhog Day if you're like unhappy, I feel like, with your life. And obviously that does not change overnight either. But you are only as young as you are today. And so if there is something that you want to be doing in your life more than what you're doing right now, I urge you to go and do it, because you will feel a spark for your day every single day if you do that. And I don't know, I think there is also that kind of option of filling your days with things that like work you towards another career, a side career even. Like one of my closest friends, she got her yoga certification over the summer, and I'm like, well, that must have made life interesting. And she just got her first ever core power class recently. So exciting, yay her. And I'm sure that makes life feel really interesting and fun and different and challenging and scary, and that's gorgeous. Some things I thought of like things that also I feel like I'm interested in: personal training. I'm like, oh god, I would totally fucking do that. Totally fucking do that. Any sort of workout instructor, I'm like so into the idea of that. I love it. And then like maybe like nutrition. I feel like that could be interesting, because I feel like to be like a food coach nutritionist, like if I'm not wrong, I maybe need to go to like really collegey stuff for that. But I'm like, I feel like I've heard of like programs too, like online, where you don't need to like fully go to a fucking school to do it. Another thing too that I just thought of is like going back to, I mean, whatever sport you did when you were younger. Like I had a friend who like went and helped at her gymnastics gym that she went to when she was a kid. Or I helped teach at my old dance studio for some time when I was like in high school. You know, like your old volleyball club, or you know, all those little things that like maybe you used to do. And like I feel like people need help everywhere. Like why not just like go help people and, you know, like give yourself some fun passion stuff. Another thing, I feel like I've said this one example so much, but like I still always think about it, and I think it's so fun and cute. But bigger idea for this one is interrupting your day. I feel like this one's a little bit more obvious when it comes to that whole Groundhog Day idea. But like the thing I like always say to people, to you guys really, is like that one TikTok where they went and got breakfast before work, and I was like, oh my god, you'd have to wake up so much earlier for that, but it looks like it'd be so much fun. That, getting coffee somewhere fun and new, different before you go to work, something like that. And then also maybe like, I don't know, something I thought of too is like if you are able to like go on a walk in the middle of your shift or during lunch, or if you're able to, even if not during work, like going on a walk at a different random part of your day or anything like that. Just more so the idea of interrupting your day at new and different points, doing new and different things, even if they're not crazy and extravagant. And my last note for today, guys, is another recipe to this whole Groundhog Day feeling is maybe we're not having enough social interaction, or maybe we're not having enough quality social interaction. That was like one of my final things I wrote down for today, because I feel like, once again, if we go back to college, we think, what were you forced to do? Go to classes with people, live with people, do clubs with people. You're interacting with so many more people than you're interacting with now, and different people. Your classes are with different people, your clubs are with different people, you're living with different people. Whereas now it's kind of like you interact with who you work with, who you live with, and that's it. And you work with the same people every single day. You know, it's not like different classes and different rotations. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I wanted to raise that to you guys as well, because in maybe really social times of your life, you don't feel that feeling of Groundhog Day. And obviously that looks really different for people. And, you know, the extent that you're able to implement that is obviously different. But whether it's making sure to call people and maybe do your walk and call a new person, or whether it's actually setting up hangouts with people, or even like, I feel like I mentioned this a few episodes ago, like I feel like there is a lost art of the short hang, especially like being in and out of college. I feel like you used to be able to just like stop by and hang with someone, or oh, you see your friend sitting on a bench, like go sit with them for a sec, say hey, then leave. You know, like it's adding so much more, but you can't really do that. But I'm like, if you do live within proximity to people, if you have friends that work at maybe coffee shops or restaurants, or you know what I mean, like just implementing as much social interaction, new fun quality social interaction that you can, I feel like will really actually help that Groundhog Day feeling, dare I say. And yeah, I think too there is that whole thing also about like making new friends. Like people really can spice up your life, you know, like because I feel like we all also have had points in time where you think about, like you think of that point in time revolving around the people that you were friends with, the the new friend you met, the person you had a crush on, the person you were in a relationship with. Like we measure time too sometimes by people. And yeah, I don't know. And that was my last one, was I just think that sometimes we lack that social interaction, and that's what can really make life feel new, fun, and different every single day. And yeah. Ooh, this turned out a little better than I thought it would be. Yay. That's so exciting. I actually made some realizations that I wasn't planning on realizing. And I'm like, wait, fuck yeah. Do I have anything else? Hi guys, this is Editing Caitlin, and I just had one more thought. I also feel like putting pockets of presence in your day really can stop that feeling of your days just flying by and everything being the same. Literally, it happened on accident. I was editing and I was like, wow, it is just so 3 p.m. right now. And I'm sitting here editing, just I don't know. I felt very present in the moment. And I was like, wait, because I feel that kind of slowed down time. And then for the rest of the day, it's I'm jumping from here instead of just going from wake up to go to sleep. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So having a few more moments of intentional presence, dare I say, I feel will make the days feel more like a full day and not just another one, Okay, and then let her get to her last point. Okay, I guess on my last note, if your Groundhog Day feeling is the exact same as mine, and it's God damn, it's night again, the way that I have approached that feeling is, number one, shrug, go to sleep, because it's not any more productive to just sit and think about how every day feels the same. It's no, go and make tomorrow feel different. So yeah, that, just shrug it off and be literally whatever, because what can you do about it? And then secondly is it really does inspire me. That feeling inspires me even more to make the next day more special, more productive, more interesting, more social. Yeah. So I hope you guys took something from this. That would make me so incredibly happy. And yeah, I feel good about this. And who doesn't like to feel good about their stuff? I hope that, yeah, you left this episode feeling inspired and having a new spark for life, and for wanting to make your days new, fun, cool, different, and for also knowing that you deserve days that feel new, fun, cool, and different, because you totally do. You deserve a fun and interesting life. You don't deserve a life that feels boring and that you are doing the same thing every single day. You deserve the best, most romanticized life in the world. And yeah, and if you are one of those girlies again who's, maybe feeling this as a repercussion of an achievement of yours, once again, pat yourself on the back too. Sometimes there are just ups and downs to life. Yeah, follow the pod at floating.rock.podcast on Instagram and TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to YouTube, any other cute things. Yeah, I just hope you have the most incredible, wonderful rest of your day in the world. Peace and love and peace. Bye-bye.